Hey everyone, it's Facebook question of the week time, and this week we got a really interesting question. It's from Dennis Poitras. Did I say that right? I don't know if I have that right. Poitras. He asked, "Do you know of any literature available on texting between a boss and an employee? It's really hard to find. I think someone should write the etiquette of texting and concentrate an entire section on employer employees." One of our I don't know if he wants me to say this. Our floor manager is putting too much of his emotions at time in texting employees. Thank you. Um, so, Dennis, I have a little story to tell you. About 6 years ago, I had been in business for a couple of years, and we had just had our first flush of hiring people. We went from probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 employees to 23 almost overnight. And I hired a managing director to help me sort of coach and mentor and do all those things. And I had never been taught that conflict and hard conversations should not happen via the written word because you don't know. There's no emotion in it. There's no, you can't read body language or see facial expressions or anything like that. So emails, texting, things like that, just shouldn't happen. And I had a situation where I was out with a client. I was in San Diego. We were 2 hours behind. It was probably midnight in Chicago, 10 o'clock there. I had just finished dinner and I had just gotten my butt reamed because an employee had screwed up. And instead of waiting until I got back from the trip, I sent him an email and I copied our managing director and I ripped him a new one because, as we know, poop runs downhill. And when I got back to the office, my managing director pulled me into my office and closed the door and pretty much reamed me a new one for doing that. And she said, "What you don't understand is that when you do that, you send a bomb into the office and it goes off and you're not here to see all the collateral damage." And I remember her saying that to me and I remember thinking, that's a really good lesson. And from then on, it's a communication thing. It's not even an etiquette thing. It's really about how do you communicate with people. There's lots of books that have been written. I think Jamie Smith has written one. Maybe she's Competitive Advantage. But there are lots of books written about like conflict, how to have those hard conversations, how to have those conflict conversations so they're not confrontational. And it's always in person. It's always, at the very least, over the phone. It's never via text. It's never via email. It's never via Facebook message or anything like that. So I always try to be really good about that and have those conversations. I do them via video Skype if I can't do them in person or in person. So I hope that helps. I'm trying to think, do I have? I'm not pulling it off my bookshelf right this second, but there is a book that I can't think of the title, but I will put it on Facebook for you. So I hope that helps. If you have a question for us, go to facebook.com/ArmandDietrich, leave it on the wall there, and I'll answer it in a coming week.